I haven't done one of these in a while, so we are going to try help out some of the newer players or those of you who are struggling with those starting ranks. Today's video will cover the basics that will help you push through those starting ranks. So if you are sitting around bronze, silver or gold, this will give you the building blocks you need to make your way up the rank ladder. Now, if you are new to the channel, consider subscribing. It's free and you will never miss out on the weekly uploads. To go one step further, if you are looking to step your game up to a completely new level, then check out my Rules to Ranking Up course over on the Gamers Ready website. It contains 6 modules from bronze all the way up to Grand Champ with videos, graphics, clips, and in-depth written instructions to follow as you go. Not only that, but if you use the code Thanovic50, you will get 50% off your order, but getting quick because this discount code is only available for the first 100 people. The link to this will be in the description. So, let's start with a thing that everyone wants to get better at: shooting. At the very base level of the game, shooting is probably the most important thing you can focus on. Get better at shooting means you score more, which means you win more. Simple. When it comes to shooting, there are 2 things to think about. You have unforced errors, which are times where you're not being challenged or defended and are still missing or making mistakes. And on the opposite side of this, there are forced errors, which is when a defender is pressing you or interfering with your attacking play. The idea of these 2 things is that with an unforced error, you are the only person to blame when making a shot or an attacking opportunity, which means it solely comes down to you being able to hit your shots or make that play. And if you can't, you need to be able to recognize that and start to put yourself through some training. And look, I understand it is pretty hard to look at your own gameplay and say to yourself, wow, I'm actually missing a decent amount of shots here. I need to train more. Because no one wants to admit that they aren't playing well. But the sooner you own up to your mistakes and understand that training is how you're going to improve, the faster you're going to actually improve. So, the way to work through this is to train your unforced errors to the point where you feel comfortable shooting from most places on the field into any part of the opponent's goal. That sounds very difficult, because it is. This means heading into free play and taking shots from all different areas on the field, but taking a second before each shot and deciding in your head where you want that shot to go. Then, if the shot doesn't end up going where you want it to, you know you have more to work on. Do this very simple drill and not only will it train your accuracy, but it will set you up to have better placed shots when you're put into a situation where a defender is actually trying to stop you. Being comfortable shooting when the opponent is ready to stop you is what's going to stop you from hitting the ball straight down the middle every single time just because you panicked, and have you placing the ball in harder to reach spaces and with power. Of course, it is much easier said than done, and shooting should be trained no matter what rank you are, but if you find that free play doesn't seem to be doing the job for you, I have left a few training packs in the description of this video to help you have an easier time training your shots. The 3 main things to think about when you're training these shots are: where do I want the ball to go? How hard can I hit the ball while maintaining accuracy? And would this shot be easy or hard to reach for a defender? Once you keep those 3 things in mind while training, you should see yourself hitting shots much closer to where you actually want them to go and with a decent amount of pace behind them. And if you want to test it, then head into a few 1v1 matches and see how your shooting has improved. Ones is going to give you the most time on the ball and the most opportunities to score. So, take them and see how your shooting progresses as you work on it during your training sessions. Next is going to be a really simple one that probably doesn't get used enough at the lower ranks despite almost every pro mentioning it. In order to stay relevant in the game and actually help out your team, you need to keep up your speed and stay near the play. Some people like to go and get the big boost pads every single time they can, and yes, while this is a good way of getting boost, this is not the best way. By constantly going to the sides or to the corners to get the full boost pads, you are taking yourself away from the play and forcing your teammates to pressure the game for you. What you can do instead is actually really simple. Find the little boost pads around the map that give you 12 boosts each and make your own little pathways to make your way around while trying to build up speed. This keeps you active in the gameplay while also staying stocked up on boost at all times. If you still struggle with maintaining speed, always remember you can flip around the field to build up your speed. You don't need to drive everywhere slowly while you're low on boost. By front flipping around the field, you can build up your speed while also not using any boost, which is a very simple tip to implement, but you'll often see a lot of new players forgetting and just driving around slowly trying to get to the big boost pads. Remember, mini pads will give you enough boost to stay in the game. Flipping will build up your speed as you make your way around the field, and only go for the big boost pads if it's in a natural rotation, not if it's going to take you away from the play for too long. The last tip is going to be using your Powerslide button. Powersliding in Rocket League is going to help you make your way around the field easier and be much more comfortable with your tighter turns. There are two main uses for the Powerslide. Holding Powerslide while your car is landing from the air will send you skidding across the floor, allowing you to keep your speed while you reposition your car to carry on. And using Powerslide while on the ground will give you more control over your turning radius. However, there is a common misconception with this last one. If you hold Powerslide while turning, it will cause your car to spin out and lose control. You need to learn how long to hold Powerslide for when you're looking for a quick turning circle. So, what's the easiest way to learn how long you need to hold Powerslide for? You've probably guessed it by now. Head back into free play and get used to feathering your Powerslide button as you make your way around the field. You need to make sure while you're training this, in order to build proper muscle memory, you want to be moving at different speeds. You want to try a little bit of everything, full speed, very slowly, a little bit in the middle. Get used to the differences so that you're able to maintain control of your car no matter how fast you're moving around the field. This is going to prepare you for a lot of in-game situations. Power sliding is something you will find a lot of pro players using without you even realizing it. It is so heavily integrated into their gameplay that they don't even think about it anymore. And so, if you can get to that point in your own gameplay where you find yourself being able to not only maintain your speed and control through those tighter turns, but being able to do so without having to think about it, you're going to find that you move around the field much faster and stay involved in the play as well. Which, looking back, links in quite well to our last tip. You apply both of them together and you'll be involved in the play, pressuring the opponent and being an overall faster player, which is going to help you make more attacking opportunities, which then finally ties back in with tip number 1, shooting your shot. All of these tips work together, and so these 3 tips when used together can be an absolute game changer for any of you lower ranked players who are looking to take the next step to ranking up. Now, I'm considering making this into a little series where I cover aspects of the game that might not need entire videos to talk about, just going over a few things per video, like wall play and general awareness and stuff like that. I noticed people keep asking for things that would take like 2 minutes to explain, and so instead of dedicating an entire video that week to a 2-minute explanation, I might look to include a few things into each of these videos and make a nice little how to rank up in Rocket League series. So, as always, anything you want to see covered, leave in the comments. Remember, the training packs are in the description, so make sure you check those out. And if you want an even deeper look into ranking up and how to make it to the top 1% in Rocket League, then check out my Gamers Ready course. Remember to use the code Thanovic50 for that 50% off and have an easier time in your ranked games today. Anyway, that's all from me. I'll see you next time.